Good morning. How are you? Hope everybody is all right. You know, our country now passing through a very great peril. Even lot of problems are happening, and you should wear mask nowadays. I don't wear now, but because I take a class. But whenever you move out inside the house and going out of the house, and it is better not to go out of the house. You sit in your own room and study yourself. This is a beautiful period for learning too much individually. Okay, welcome to my class. Now we continue the last topic. You know, this is your textbook prescribed by the university. And now we are dealing with module number 4. In the middle, you have 2-3 topics. One is called form words. Second one, word class and parts of speeches. And followed by derivations, a lot of formations. So, make sure the page number 77, module number 4, Introduction to Grammar, that unit we are discussing nowadays. And last day, we reached slowly what are the differences between class, form class and function class. You remember? Generally, in the traditional grammar, you studied what is called pause, parts of speeches, again coming in the syllabus. That we started talking how traditional grammarians formulated such concepts, and basically how many parts of speeches were there. You have 8 parts of speeches there, and it has an order. What order that we follow? First one is noun, second one is pronoun, third one ADJ. These are important primary parts of speeches which are called nominal group, which are related to nouns. So some grammarians call nominal group. That is called noun, pronoun, ADJ. After that you reach verb, then adverb, then preposition. So these 3, this is nominal group, this is verbal group, and later we have conjunction, then interjection, then we have article. So these are structural words coming. So conj group. Some grammarians call conj group. Nominal, verbal, conj group. Basically 3 plus 3 plus 3. Earlier it was 3 plus 3 plus 2, 8. The terminator is also included, and now we have 9 particular individual parts of speeches. When you come to your syllabus, in modern grammar, we classify these 9 again into functional words and form class words. This is what is important. So you have to pick out which are the form class words and which are the function class words. Are you okay? You understand? Real thing that from these 9, which are the items which stand for form class and function class. So understand, function class means those words are structural. They are not having no meaning at all. So first we divide them, these 9, into form class and function class. 2 divisions. That is written on the board now. Form class and function class. So from these form class, which are the form class here? Noun is a form class. Pronoun, ADJ, adverb, from these first 1, 2, 3, 4, they stand for form class. I will explain what is form class. So, all the parts of speech areas basically fundamentally divided into two. One section is called form class, one section is called function class. Form class has so many features. All these features now written here, you can copy down in your notebook. There will be a question, differentiate between form class and function class in the exam. So you keep in mind all these differences written here. I will explain one by one. Form class, first one, again already discussed in the previous class. Form class, first point, keep in mind, they make a form. First point. They make a form means they will give you a picture. So once you refer a noun, once you refer a pronoun, once you refer an ADJ, once you refer a verb, once you refer an adverb, you will get a picture. That is why already told what is called, noun. You take a noun, one noun. You will take last class I told tree. All right, you will get a picture. Automatically when we say, you will get a picture. So that is a form. That is a picture. So such picturesque words form one of the parts of speeches. They belong to lexical. Lexical means, keep in mind, that which gives you a picture. So from these 9, two classification, first classification, form classification, second classification, function classification, you getting form class. First point, keep in mind, they are lexical. Lexical as a word may be new to you, but it is nothing. Lexical means giving you a picture. If picturesque words are available, that means you get form class words. So nouns, all nouns are form class words. All pronouns are form class words. All adjectives, all verbal items, adverbial items, everything you will get a picture. So form classes, whereas function class, what is meant by function class? Basically they are structural words. Basically they are, example, when I say the, do you get any picture? No picture at all. So when we use an article, no picture. When we use and, suppose we write and, do you get any picture? It is a function word. Function word doesn't have any picture. Means no lexical. It is no lexical, non-lexical. It is not functional. It is not giving you a picture. So what I try to tell you, these are classified into two. First section is form class, second section is function class. So from these 9, our problem, how many of them are form class? How many of them are function class? Things over. So first you select those words which get you a picture. They are called lexical. When they are getting not picturesque, you write non-lexical. All these are the points. and from these you go to definable, form class. What are the features? What are the main characteristics of form class? First point I told you, it is picturesque. Am I right? It is picturesque. Second one, it is definable. Noun you can define. We studied already noun. What is noun? In the traditional grammar we studied noun is the name of a person, place, a thing. Definable means it can be defined. So it is a picturesque words. It is a picturesque word plus definable. And the third feature, you can find such form class words very easily in the dictionary. Found in dictionary. Found in dictionary. Again I repeat, form class words. Those words are selected from pose, and from these pose you get what is called lexical. What is called lexical, which gives you a picture. And the second one, it is definable. You can define. You can define a noun. You can define a pronoun. You can define a verb. Then you will get a result. Then it can be easily found in a dictionary. Suppose A may not be given in a form standard dictionary, but it is given, found in a dictionary, and you find a lot of words. Suppose we have 2000 words written, 99% words will be form words. That means we find such words in large group. You follow me? You understand me? So, majority vocabulary given in the English language classified, first major section is form class, and it is large, found in large group. And it is added more. Means what? Added more. Every day language is being developed and we add. I have referred in the previous class about new words taken to English dictionary. You remember that? Many new words. Every calendar year, English dictionary is updated. In this calendar year, English dictionary is updated by so many words. Even during the time of COVID, a new word now, already I send you in the group. All right, that word is co-exit. This is a new word, co-exit, a new word, COVID time exit. So many areas of professions, people, just like earlier what Britain has made Brexit, a new word, co-exit, appearing. From different professional fields, many people go away. So there is a massive movement which makes an exit. So during even the COVID period, now also many words are added to English language. The another word recently found, COVID-divus. COVID-divus. Look, a new technical word. Recently developed. Probably will be published in the next year in the English dictionary. Means adding more and more words every day. COVID-divus, a new word, a new phrase has been added to English language. What does it mean? Divorce given for a temporary period. A divorce given, especially in China, it is assumed the parliament has made a rule. If a couple wants a temporary divorce for 1 or 2 years during the time of pandemic, government has given permission. And after the pandemic, if they want, they can join together. So, COVID divorce is a technical word now being included. Just like a co-exit from all the professional fields. Even you are a professional and you can exit from the profession of your choice and join another. Suppose you do your profession at home, you exit from your professional scenario to your house, back yourself to your house, and you make a homestay and make work at home. So like this, what I want to tell you, every day, every moment, based on any incident, words are included, developed, added more and more words. We can highlight so many words. In the dictionary, previous dictionary, what you refer in the house, the word which I am going to write may not be found. Example, this is a new word, Hangry, hungry. Hungry. This year only published in the ELBS dictionary published by Cambridge University, hungry. What is the meaning of hungry? A new word. Means every day, every moment, every month, every year, one word or another word is added to English language. And what is the meaning of hungry? Nothing. Hunger with anger is called angry. Hunger. Suppose you are angry with hunger, it is called angry. But not available in the previous dictionary, again added by every day. So this is to be kept in notice. So many words are there. So many phrases are coming. So this is called added more. So keep in mind, every day or every year we get as many words as possible in English language. So we get added more. Again I repeat, form class words. First one, they are lexical. Second one, they are definable. Third one, they are found in dictionary. Fourth one, they are created in large group. And they every day added more and more words. And they are open-ended. Next feature. What is the meaning of open-ended? New researches being done, and from one word to another position we add more. By the way of finding opposites, by the way of finding nouns to verb, then verb to adjective. So from one word, one parts of speech to another position, another parts of speech, every day changing can be happening. So this is called open-ended. Every day we can add more and more, either by new words or by add one from we can make one parts of speech from another parts of speech. So we get open-ended. And growth of the vocabulary, every day growth is good, and translation possible. The last feature of form class words, translation possible. What is meant by translation? You write a tree, you will get a translation. Suppose you translate to Malayalam, you will get a Maram. But structural words, example like A, it is very difficult to translate. So means form class words, translation possible. Whereas function class words are not possible in that way. We cannot translate all the form class words. Limited. That is why they are closed. They are closed. Once they are in the physical position, we cannot do anything more. They are closed system. But form class are open system. So keep in mind, on the one hand it is open-ended, on the other hand it is closed-ended. So here function class words are non-lexical opposite. Non-lexical. Once we write structural words, we do not get a picture. Second one, it is only for the function. Auxiliary. Example, auxiliary. It is structural word. It is written for the purpose of function. And another feature of structural words, another feature of function class words. What are they? They are only limited in number. Whereas form class words are unlimited. These words are limited in number. You fix ox, you fix mox, you fix article, determiners, all these are fixed in number, limited in number. But whereas once you go to form class, these words are not countable. But here, this is limited number, only function, then they are closed. What does it mean? Form class words are open-ended. They are open-ended. This is closed-end. We cannot further make any function words. The function words which are available in the language may be used, but we cannot use it as such. So they are closed means then nobody can find new article, only a and the possible. We cannot add more articles or determinants in the language. We cannot add more. So we cannot find new articles. No inflection. What is meant by inflection? Inflection coming a very big area in the new grammar. Example, you write work. All right, you write work. You add ed, you will get a past form. Such inflection possible. Like that, you cannot add any element to function words, structural words. Whereas in these form class words, suppose you take a verb can be changed by adding inflected forms to the base, so that you will get a very beautiful words. So they are new articles not added, no inflection. Can you just remember all these features? What did I discuss? All the parts of speeches, all the words available in the language are classified into two. First section is called form class. Second section is called function class. Form class and function class, what difference? Form class means from the parts of speech, available words which give you a picture, a lexical entity, they are called form class. Once you get parts of speeches, they do not have a picture, which are used structurally, are called function words. So basically keep all these are the features in this language. So after that, we have to study. After form class and function class difference, we have to slowly go through the area of the form class. Which are the important form classes? Form class words. 1, all right, n. 2, pn. 3, adj. 4, verb. 5, adv. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these 5 items to be studied in detail. I think you have already studied in the higher secondary level on the previous classes, and at least some of you know what are the parts of speeches. Again, given in the syllabus, parts of speeches, words class, form words, like these areas now I am dealing. Anyway, in this textbook, this area not thoroughly given, but in the syllabus topics given. So we have to keep in mind, we should go topic by topic, then fill the portions. Then only we can cover the areas. Example, so from the form class words, you have to study all these entities. First you take n. How you study n? All these are taught in suprasentential method, which only for the convenience of your study. You follow this method and not allowed to present the method in the examination paper. You study this method, and this method you copy down in the notebook will be useful in future. So this is a suprasentential method. We go all these areas in a very fast way, so that to remind you which all the parts of speeches. And studying parts of speech in the traditional way, nothing useful. So we have to study how to approach form words, how to approach parts of speeches in this way. So each entity has to be defined. First one, it's a definition. All right. Second one, it's a category. Third one, it's a function. It's a function. Like that, you have to define, then find its categories, then function, how they are formed and classified to use. So this is the method. We have to come across. We take n. What is n? In old grammar, you studied traditional grammar, you studied what is n. What are we now discussing? We are discussing form class words. Okay, are you with me? Okay, we are following now form class words. Form class words which give you a picture. In the parts of speech, noun. As an example, we take noun. What is a noun? In traditional grammar, we studied a noun. Alright, we will define what is a noun. N is equal to, it is P2 plus A plus T. This is the formula. You keep in mind for the convenience of study. In the traditional grammar, what is N? N is person. P stands for place. P2 stands for person, which is different from this P. And A, earlier not included. A stands for animal and T stands for thing. Definition over. From this, what did we understand? N is equal to PP to AT means person, place, person, animal, thing. All these pictures you should find in your mind. Then you will get a definition of N. This is the method. So we get example you take. Example you take one. John has a cat. You write John, subject, has, verb, a cat, object. In 99%, the previous introductory classes I discussed this area. John, subject, normally it is N. Normally it is N. Means what noun? Which type of noun from the definition? Which type? Which is the definition oriented area? P, place, P2, person, A, animal, T, thing. This John, S is equal to N is equal to P2. P2 means person. We can easily identify. If anybody asking you doubts, you can clarify. John is the subject here in the sentence. It is a noun. Okay, it stands for P2. It stands for person. Then has verb. A cat. A cat you take. Verb cannot come in this area. We are discussing N. Now we come to a cat is equal to, O is equal to N is equal to this N. What is from this the? From this form. It is animal. Alright, then definition over. So what we try to do, whenever you get a sentence, please keep in mind S and O position will be always enjoyed by nouns, and from this subject and object, suppose you get a noun, identify from these four which category they belong to. So that is over. So definition is over. You take any other example like that. After this you take another example. Example, I have a table. Simple example. I have a table. I subject coming. It is not a noun coming, but refer to person. Table. You will get an object is equal to noun is equal to table. Sentence over. So in this way we can easily come across what is called N, what is called the definition of N. Then automatically we go to second method. Alright. So we are discussing N first. We are discussing N form class. First one P plus P2 plus A T. This over. Then second what is called cat. What is called cat means category. We get categories of noun. Which all the categories of noun? Alright. We get different categories. First rule is called PN, proper noun. Then you get a common noun. Then you get a material noun. you get abstract noun, then you get a collective noun. So this formula keep in mind. So what I try to do, you will get a picture when you go step by step. Once you define n, after definition section, you just jump over to category. Category means types. Which all the types you get? 5 types. Proper noun. Example, again we write John has a dog. You write John, you will get a subject. Alright, that is noun. That is P2, person. Alright, whether what is meant by proper noun? Proper noun means, it stands for a proper person, proper place. Suppose John is a proper name of a person, it is called a proper noun. So, area of analyzing, defining John as a subject of the sentence over. So, what is the proper noun? Proper noun is a particular person's name or particular PP to AT. Particular PP to AT is called proper noun. Normally, you will get a common. Common means what? A noun stands for common entity. You will get a common entity. Common entity. Example, I saw a boy. Example, a boy. You will get to O is equal to N is equal to boy, common noun. It is common noun. Finish. So what is simple way they are discussing? Alright, once you get a definition, after you jump to the category, first one, which all the category, 5 categories are there, 5 types are there. Which one? First one is proper noun, second one common noun. How to identify? Keep in mind. Simultaneously go to traditional grammar book and refer. All these are to be kept in mind, then only you can go to the larger area, tougher area coming in the unit number 4, module number 4. So, our attempt is to give you step by step which all the form class words, which are the function class words, how are they used in terms of modern grammar. So, we are trying our level best. It is your duty to go through this area from the beginning. We cannot teach from the beginning. We can give you only a method. The method by which you can develop step by step and reach very suprasentential techniques that you will reach modern grammar. So keep in mind. So common noun over. After that, you will get a material noun. What is material noun? Symbol area, material. Material out of which something is being made. Example. Alright, dress is made out of cotton. Example, you take cotton, you take a cotton, this is MATN, material noun. So we call material noun out of example wood, from by which wood this table, this lecturing table is being made of. By wood. So that material, suppose you get a sentence with a material noun, you underline it, then keep it for your future reference, MATN, material noun. Automatically, you will get a ABN. What is called ABN? That already studied in the your small classes. ABN, symbol, which we cannot touch and see. Example, famous example is God. Then you write truth, you write honesty. All these words are available, and which we cannot see, which we cannot touch. So suppose such words appear in a sentence, keep in mind example, I love God. IS is equal to pronoun love verb God. O is equal to N. Alright, O is equal to N. Then what? N God, P2. It refers to a person plus second one, category. Which one? ABN. You write ABN. Answer over. So this is the method by which first you analyze form class words. And this form class, once you get a form class word, you please keep in mind in which category does it belong to. After searching that, you find S plus V plus O, and all S and O will be form class words. All this S you underline, put in, then first step by step, which definition field does it belong to. After that, which category it belongs to. Then definitely you will get in this way. After ABN, then you will go to collectives. Plenty collectives possible. Plenty collectives possible. Alright, in a sentence, you will get plenty possible collectives. Which are the collective nouns? It stands like a group. It has two entities. COLN has two categories. One is one word category, then phrase category. Phrase category. So you get collective nouns in one word category. Simple example, I will show you. Simple example, a group of people, which may be referred a group of people more than 2-3 words standing together can be considered a phrase. But one word applied here for collective entity, we write a crowd. We write a crowd. You follow me? Understand me? So in collective entity, collective nature, we have two possible ways. So whichever is good for you, you select. Once they appear in a sentence, underline it, whether it is subject or object, that you underline it, then find out category. Then if it is in a collective nature coming, you write it is COLN, collective noun. For example, a bunch of flowers, you get a bunch of flowers. Alright, bunch of flowers is a phrase arranged in a collective noun. Bouquet is the correct word, one word for collective noun. Okay, in the same way, very interesting collective nouns are there. Alright, the police. Have you come across a word? Alright, police. Alright, the police. Police itself is a collective word, right? Then what is meant by police? How to make it a collective noun in a word? Technically, you have not seen that. A posse of police. Look, a bouquet of flowers. In the same way, we write a posse of police, a technical way. So, all these is that you have to keep in mind. After that, ABN, then collective noun. So, once we will do one example for that, how to identify, alright, to find out the category. Suppose, alright, students go to the zoo. Alright, students go to the zoo. Alright, the zoo, or any sentence you take, the zoo. The which zoo? Zoo may be a zoo. Alright, students. S is equal to N is equal to CMN. It is common. CMN, it is common. Students, common. Alright, common noun. Then you will get students. Before that common, you first write P2. Definition over. Then category. Alright, CMN. Go verb. To the zoo. Alright, O is equal to N. The zoo. A zoo. Alright, common. CMN. So in this way, once you get a sentence, identify S and object, subject and object, identify whether they belong to a group, they belong to nouns, and first define which are they. Second, you define category. Then normally that area will be over. After that, automatically you go to N is equal to NGC. All right, that is another area. NGC, number, gender, then case. So once you get a form class, once you get a parts of speech, identify what is it, then category, then function means subsidiary categories like that. You take example, take one noun, then you will get a definition. After that, categories, then the sub added categories like NGC. What N stands for here? NGC, number system, gender system, case system. So these are the last areas of form class words. So hope that you have followed me all these areas, and further we can divide them. NGC. All right, what is NGC? Symbol. All right, NGC. First one, NGC. N means number system. All right, G, gender system. Gender. All right, C, case system. All right, number system, gender system, case system. Number, normally you will get a singular and plural, different methods. Then you will get a UC concept and a countable concept, uncountable and countable concept. And this uncountable concept system, example, many nouns are available which are uncountable in entity, like this chalk. This chalk, people always ask students to bring chalk. Chalk is uncountable, but once we make it countable, we use a piece of chalk. Like that is soap. You use soap for washing and bathing. Soap as a word, it is uncountable. Make it countable, we use a cake of soap. Like that, you see, and the countable system is there. Then gender system, you have masculine gender, feminine gender, neuter gender, then common gender. So this is system. Then case system. Case system, we have nominative case, then accusative case, then dative case, then vocative case, then genitive. All right, this much. Then one, nominative, accusative, dative, vocative, genitive. 5 cases are there. All these cases are again coming in the pronominal system. Once you study pronominal in the second form words, you will get all these case systems. So again I repeat, noun as a form class, we divide categories, then we go through NGC, and in NGC we have number system, gender system, case system. All these areas are referred to noun as a parts of speech or form class words. Agreed? We will continue next class. Thank you.